Hello, welcome back to Jagweeb's explanation through our Form 4 Kssm Science textbook. We are now at 1.2, disposal of waste. Okay, so waste can be disposed into sink and also waste that cannot be disposed into sinks. Okay, there are two types of waste. So after you carry out an experiment, how should you manage the waste from the experiment? Can all waste substances be disposed of into sinks? Yeah, you ask yourself, yes or no. Okay, if you look at the type of waste that shown at the photograph 1.3, there are actually a lot of waste that had to be handled carefully before you dispose, especially into the sink. Okay, to prevent the blockage of the sink. Okay, so hold on. Yeah, so on a moment please. Okay, so let's scroll. So waste can be divided into two. Substances can be of into sinks. Substances that cannot be disposed of into sinks. Okay, so substances that can be disposed of into sinks are substances that have low concentration and are non-hazardous, such as neutral substances, neutral pH 7, weak acid and weak alkaline, meaning they are around pH 7. For example, pH 5, pH 6. Okay, this one is pH 8 or 9. Okay, so example of substances that cannot be disposed into the sinks are solid waste. Okay, it will block the sink. Substances with pH value lower than 5 and more than 9, they are strong alkaline and strong acid. Okay, so organic solvent compounds such as alcohol. Okay, chemical substances. I mean alcohol with okay, for alcohol here or petroleum here depends. There are different type of I mean organic substance, like for example petroleum's fraction from petroleum like kerosene. Okay, so you will have to follow teacher's instruction on how to dispose the waste. Chemical substance like acid, grease, oil paint, hydrogen peroxide. They are corrosive. They are poisonous. Okay, you have toxic substances, heavy metal like lead metal, organic waste substances like microbes and carcasses. Carcasses is a dead animals or dead living things. Dead body lah, dead body of an animal. Radioactive waste, volatile substances, reactive substances. Okay, these substances can pollute the environment and are hazardous to living things. Okay, I hope when you are doing revision, you can listen to my YouTube, and then you also can digest some of the info that you can get from the textbook, as our textbook is the main reference of Kssm. Okay, managing biological waste substances. Let's have a look at the conversation between the teacher and also a student. What are you disposing? Not all biological waste substances can be disposed of into the sink or dustbin in the laboratory. Really, teacher? What is the proper way to manage biological waste substances? Biological waste substances are managed by using Standard Operating Procedure (SOP). Let us look at the types of biological waste substances and the SOP to manage them. Okay, let's have a look at the science gallery before we proceed to the next page. Biological waste substances include disposed biological substances that can cause serious harm or biological hazards. These biological waste substances include waste materials, tissue, carcasses, culture medium, plastic containers, glass, and gloves. Okay, we continue with the SOP. The Standard Operating Procedure (SOP) for the disposal of biological waste products is the procedure that is used for the purpose of managing biological waste substances in a laboratory. Okay, we can categorize waste substances into 4 categories. Category A, Category B, Category C, and D. So under Category A, the type of biological waste substances are sharp, or we can say sharp equipment. Example of sharp equipment are syringe, needle, scalpel blade. Okay, so how are we going to manage the biological waste? Place it in special containers like sharp waste bin, not autoclave. Okay, container is stored in a safe place before disposal. Okay, autoclave is a process that you adjust the temperature up to 121 degrees Celsius. So we did not carry out autoclave process. Okay, so category B are this waste of substance under category B are non-sharp solids. For example, gloves, tissue, culture medium. Okay, these are examples of these waste substance you can package it and place in biohazard plastic bags. Okay, we have to autoclave it and place into biohazard bins. Okay, autoclave it actually is to kill the bacteria that present in the glove, okay, present on the tissue and also culture medium. So bacteria cannot survive at high temperature. So it will be safer if we autoclave it. Category C, we have carcasses and organs. Examples are lab animals, experimental animals. Okay, after they carry out the dissection. Okay, you can wrap those waste substances in absorbent material, like for example tissue paper, packaged well in a biohazard plastic bag, and frozen before disposal. Okay, we have to frozen these lab animals or experimental animals so that it will not produce bad smell because they're dead already. Okay, next one will be category D, liquid. We have blood and cereal. Okay, you have to store it in a decontaminated by autoclave. Okay, dispose or directly into storage system through the sink or toilet. So for all the waste substances here, we have to carry out the separation of the waste at the source correctly. Okay, sorry. So you have categorized them into A, temporarily stored in a safe place. Category B, you can place in a leak-proof autoclave bag at autoclave temperature 121 degrees Celsius or pressure 15 pounds per square inch. Okay, at 20 minutes. Okay, this is under certain pressure adjustment. Okay, category C, package carefully and temporarily stored in a freezer. So after that, the waste that has been decontaminated is placed into a biohazard bag. So waste that has been packaged is labeled and placed in biohazard bins. Okay, biohazard bins are temporarily stored in a safe, controlled condition and cooled before centralized disposal is carried out. Okay, so biohazard bin is the last step. So safe, and also you need to control it or you cool it before you throw it away. Okay, we continue here. So steps to handle accident in the laboratory. Yeah, we cannot avoid accident to happen in the lab. So accident can happen in the laboratory because of carelessness, negligence, events beyond expectation, or lack of skills or knowledge in carrying out a science experiment. So when carry out an experiment, your friend spills the type of chemical substance on the table. What should you do? Okay, first step, you must inform the teacher or the lab assistant immediately. You cannot do anyhow you want. Secondly, you make the spillage area a restricted zone with the help of teacher or laboratory system assistant. Stop the spillage from spreading by using sand to form a boundary. Okay, and then scoop the chemical spillage and dispose of its safety. Okay, so let's see. We have a thermometer accident. Okay, a thermometer that is dropped and broken will cause mercury spillage. As I mentioned earlier, the mercury spillage here, you need to carry out special instruction or special steps in order to solve or to handle mercury spillage. Do you know about the dangers of mercury? Mercury poisoning happens when someone touches it or it absorbs through the skin in certain quantities. Mercury can attack our nervous system, digestive tract, reproductive system, and kidney. Thus, attention must be given to handle mercury safely. What should you do if there is a mercury spillage in your school science laboratory? Yes, again, first step, inform the teacher or the lab assistant immediately. Make the spillage area a restricted zone. Sprinkle sulfur powder onto the spillage. And then, last one, call fire department. Okay, so that's all for 1.2. You can refer to formative practice 1.2 for further exercise. Okay, thank you so much. Stay tuned for chapter 1, subtopic 1.3, fire extinguisher. Thank you.